Thank you and welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. It is so lovely to see you all here again, and I'm just so excited that we get to do this in person once again in this beautiful theater in Amsterdam. Thank you for coming. Now, we have a lot of exciting new stuff for you, a lot of stuff that we have been working very hard on that makes life easy. But as you know, we tend to take some of the highlights between previous bunq update and this one. So I'd like to start with the news section first. First and foremost, last bunq update, we decided to allocate a bit of our marketing budget to you, our users. We introduced the bunq jackpots, and just the other day, we ran a query, and I was amazed and very excited to see that we have handed out over 150,000 euros to these winners. So congratulations. Then, a bit of exciting news on bunq Easy Mortgages. A couple of months ago, or several months ago, we introduced bunq Easy Mortgages with a very simple promise, that you would get a committed offer within 24 hours. For anyone who has ever applied for a Dutch mortgage, you know, you get your first house often, it was my case. You finally found something that you love and you want to have, and then the traditional bank tells you you'll get an offer within 2 weeks, and 2 weeks turns into 4, 4 turns into 6, and you're there, you're stressed, you want to get the house, and it's a giant mess. And so when we launched bunq Easy Mortgages, we built it on a very simple promise that whatever happened, you would get a committed offer in 24 hours. Now, I was getting the numbers just the other week, and it turns out that based on this very simple promise, us as a newbie in July have received over 10% market share. And I just want to thank you for your trust. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And I guess the last bit of news concerns you all. After many years of negative interest rates, the ECB finally changed its policy. And bunq was the first to dive in and triple mass interest. So I'm very excited to say that as of October 1st, each and every bunq user gets an interest rate that is 27 times the one of a traditional bank. So enjoy! Now, on that news, it's time to introduce all of the new things that we have been building for you. We have a lot of exciting stuff for you tonight. And as we do something for the first time, as we did last time, we do something for the first time every time. We introduced someone beside me on stage. His name was Thijs, and everybody was very excited. I think he did an excellent job, and everybody kept asking us, can we have a little bit more of Thijs? Well, you ask, we deliver. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Thijs.
Thank you. Thank you. It is so good to be back here again and tell you about all of the ways we've made money admin easier than ever in bunq Web. Now first, due to COVID, phishing has increased by a lot. If you're not familiar, this may look like an email that looks like it's coming from bunq, but it's actually from a scammer. It may look something like this. Looks pretty legit, but it's fake. Don't click on it. They're trying to steal your login credentials. Yeah, boo. That's right. So we're solving this at bunq by making sure we never send you a login-related link ever again. Instead, we're going to do something smart, and I'd love to show it to you now. So let me walk over here to my computer and connect it to the screen. There we are. Now, as before, you can log in with the QR code, but now I can also log in with my phone number and my login code, just like you would in the app. Now, because this is the first time I'm logging in on this new device, I have to make a quick video selfie to prove that I'm, well, really me. So let me just start. Position my face here, right here. Yeah, just bear with me. 091. Turn my head sideways. Finish the recording and send it off. Now, all sorts of magic is happening in the background to make sure I'm really me. You only have to do this once when you log in on a new device. After this, you can log in with just your login code. So let's just wait for it to complete. There we are. Now it's asking me if I want to trust this browser, so I don't have to do this again. And yes, this is my MacBook, so I do trust it. So logging in, and there we are. No more phishing. Now you may immediately see we've made some design changes to bunq web, but I'd like to direct your attention here to the new tree tile. We've heard from our Easy Green users that they love seeing their green impact, so we've also brought that to bunq web. So you can right at a glance see how far you are to being CO2 free. Next to it is the Insights tile. You may also know Insights from the app, and we've brought it to bunq web. So with one click, I can see exactly where all of my money is going. Now, I'm looking at the information of my company here, and as you may see, we've spent quite a bit on food and drink. So I wonder where all of that money went. Now, if I click on it, it's loading the payments. Yeah, right. That is from a company party we had this month. It was the first time since COVID. Now, there are all sorts of actions you can now do that make money admin easier than ever. I can request this money back, I can export a statement, or I can add a note or receipt, and I'd love to show you how that works. So here I click on the little paperclip icon, add the receipt to this payment. It's uploading, and if I go back, now whenever I'm viewing this card payment, I know exactly where my money went. Now if I go here back to the overview, I need to find another expense we made for this party. We bought some balloons, among other party supplies, and I need to find that payment. So I click here on the total tile, and I search for balloons. Yes, there we are. There's the payment, and there are all of the details. Now something interesting is happening, because if you look closely, it doesn't actually say balloons here anywhere. That's because if I open the invoice that is attached, it says balloons on the actual invoice. And that's because if you search with bunq, we not only search through your payment details, but all of the attachments as well. Isn't that magical? Now, those were just some of the things I wanted to show you that are new in bunq web. This is all based on feedback we've received from you, our users. We'd love to make money admin easier than ever on bunq web. So please go to together.bunq.com and let us know what else you would like to see in bunq web. And with that, I'll hand it back over to Ali.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. Excellent. Wonderful job. And on that news, I guess it's time to show you all of the cool stuff that we have been building for you in the app. But before I do, I'd like to take a second to give you a bit of background information. As you all know, bunq was the first in 35 years to get a banking permit, and about 8 years ago, we launched the very first version of our app, V1. This had a lot of features that were unheard of in anywhere in banking world, and as such, we attracted a lot of attention. We used that attention to hurry up and make the app feature complete, and this transitioned in a year and a half later to bunq V2, which has become iconic over the years. I guess many of you still remember and love that version. And we used V2 for many, many years, and we kept adding features, we kept refining it and making it better up until the moment that we simply couldn't. It had reached its limit, the design was outdated, we couldn't add any more features. We were stuck. Now, we wouldn't be bunq if we wouldn't take that opportunity to make a quantum leap forward and do a bold move of doing a completely new design with, again, a lot of features unheard of anywhere on this planet. And of course, that was V3. I guess what I'm trying to say is we're now about a year and a half in for V3, and we have learned a lot, and we have understood which of these exciting new features really rock the boat, which of these features we really love to use, and we have taken them and put them in an exciting new design that is sleeker than ever, that is neater than ever, and that is easier than ever. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's time for bunq V4. So, let me show you what it looks like. Let me connect my phone to the screen. Hope it'll work. Yep, there we are. Excellent. Tap on a beautiful bunq logo. It's always exciting. And there we are. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that the design looks very familiar and similar to V3, but it's much cleaner, much easier to use. For instance, the bottom row, we've taken out the More menu. The Pay and Request buttons are still there, and we added an Add menu. So when you tap on Add, you can see you can very easily add money now. You can add cards for yourself, for abroad, for your family, for employees. You can add sub-accounts for savings, for easy investments, for easy budgeting. And we've added 3 new options, adding a partner for joint accounts, adding employees for easy expenses, and adding businesses for those of you who have a business. Now, all of these flows have been redefined significantly, and they're a lot easier. I won't show you all of them because that would take the entire night. You'll just have to take my word for it. Going back to the main tab, one of the things we know you love, because you keep telling us, is making bunq your own. You love customizing bunq. So last update, we introduced the ability to move tiles around, as you can see, and the ability to make folders. You can make folders with whatever grouping you want, with cards and sub-accounts, like I have one here with cards. Tonight, we're taking that to the next step, because this is a very exciting feature, I think. As of tonight, you get to add widgets. Simply go to the top right corner by tapping on that icon over there, and you can see we have already created 4 widgets. You can add a total balance that will summarize whatever sub-account you want, a balance, insights, and trees planted. And if you have a brilliant idea, then you can suggest us one, and we'd love to make it for you. For tonight, I'm going to add a trees widget because I love planting trees. Let's tap on it. And boom, it's right there, the tree widget. Now, I think the nice thing of this widget is that you can also customize the widget itself. You can edit the size and make it large. You know, size does matter at times. And then you can resize it and make it small again. So that's the widgets. Next to the widgets, we have a golden oldie. Insights, let me tap on it, it's right there next to it. And this provides you with insights on what your money is being spent on. I think that's tremendously important in these financially challenging times to keep you financially healthy. Not much has changed there. It's been cleaned up. It looks a bit nicer, but essentially it's the same. And to the top left, you may have noticed the clover, which is another new feature we're introducing. And the clover builds on the success we had with bunq Jackpot. We just saw 15 lovely winners. We noticed how much people like winning. We noticed on the server load as well. Every Monday when the jackpot would be drawn, we had to scale up all our servers because everybody was logging in to see if they had won yet. So building on that service, we're introducing a completely new feature called Wheel of Fortune. Thank you. Let me show you how it works by tapping on it. Now, the cool thing of Wheel of Fortune is you get to win something every day. Simply spin the wheel and you might get lucky. We have a number of prizes to start off with. It's nice and easy, small money amounts, trees, 10 times mass interest. You can win a metal card, stuff like that. We'll add more fun prizes as we move along. But I think this is really nice. And I guess now is the time to ask ourselves, am I feeling lucky tonight? Well, am I? Well, anyway, Clint Eastwood. Let's spin the wheel and see what happens. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Oh, the metal card. The beautiful metal card. That is so nice. Now, obviously, I already have a metal card. I have the founder card with number 000. So I get to gift this card to a friend by pressing the bottom link. I won't do it now because it's a process. You need to select friends, etc. But I think the nice thing is you get to share your prizes with friends as well. And on that note, that was the Home tab, and it's time to tell you all about the new Activities tab, which we have significantly renewed as well. Now, normally I would take you through it and tell you all about it, but building on the success with Thijs, we have decided to give more talented bunq people room on stage. The next person is our head of finance. He's a tremendously funny guy. And please welcome him on stage, Brian.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Ali, for that nice introduction. The stakes are high. Apparently, I'm funny. I'm also the head of finance, and that's, of course, a very serious job. And my teams and I are making sure that on a daily basis, your money is stored safely at bunq and always available when you need it. Thank you, thank you. That's for my team, Of course, I'm also an active bunq user, and what I love about bunq is that bunq even gets better when you interact with your friends. And the new activity tab is all about that. So who's excited to see how it looks like? What it looks like. Okay, let me grab my phone, log in, and connect it to the screen. It's there, it's my lovely customized home tab. And you see at the bottom of the screen, there is the activity tab. Let me click on that. So what is all on it? It starts with what's happening. I'm a very curious guy. I always like to know what's going on, what are my friends doing. Here you can see what they're doing and what kind of places they have recommended to me as a friend. So I see Starbucks. Oh, meet this district recommended by Ali. That's actually a restaurant next to my house. So Ali, next time, please invite me. Yeah, we should have some social activities together. The other thing I want to show is the map. If you go to a new city or a new country, it's always quite difficult to know where to eat. Before you know it, you're in some kind of tourist trap, restaurants that are not properly done. So here you simply click on the map. Of course, it opens where we are today. And here you can find all the restaurants, bars, clubs recommended by your friends to you. How easy is that? Now, of course, I want to return the favor to my friends and recommend some places to them. Normally, by every card payment that you do, the place will pop up and you can recommend it. So I saved 2 places, of course, to show you guys tonight. And in the past, you could give it a rating with 5 stars. And you guys have told us, can we just make it easier? We want to recommend it to our friends, but we don't give it stars. So we made it easier by introducing swiping. And let's be honest, I think we all swiped before, right? So let me click on it. Of course, I bought some coffee today to hype myself up a little bit for the stage. So the DeLaMar Theater is something to recommend. So I swipe to the right, obviously, because I love this place. And there we go. Look at that. I've earned a 3. How cool is that? So we made sure that for every first recommendation that you're making, we plant a tree on your behalf. And after that, for every 10 recommendations, we will plant a tree. So by recommending places to your friends, we make sure you make the world a little bit greener. Thank you, thank you. Now we come to the last feature on the activity tab, which is actually my personal favorite. And it's called, difficult word, the group expenses tracking feature. I'm not going to repeat that tonight anymore. What does it do? Well, exactly what it says. It tracks expenses that you're making with your friends. I'm a finance guy, so all my friends obviously are always asking me, Brian, you know numbers, so you keep track of all the expenses, and before you know it, you collect receipts, Excel sheets, etc. I'm also Dutch, so I always want to make sure everybody gets paid what they have to pay. So bunq has made it so much easier for us. Group expense tracking. As you see, I have one open on the screen with my sister. That's just a recurring one. But the great thing is you can have multiple ones next to each other. Let me create one. You can give a lovely name. Of course, I like to party. You can add the participants. The good thing is the only thing you need is a phone number or an email address, and we will make sure that the payment link at the end of the activity is sent to them, and they will pay you back what you have spent. Love that. Well, Ali told me, Brian, this is a demo. You can do whatever you want. So I was like, okay, my perfect night out is definitely not with my own friends. Sorry, I will make it up to you guys. So I'm just gonna add Kylie Minogue and Britney Spears. That would be a great night, right? Yeah. Who wants to join me? Who wants to join me? Click on done. Now I'm gonna be serious. At the bottom, you see the auto add card payments toggle. If you switch that on, we'll make sure that every card payment you're making after you start the activity will be automatically added to this group expense tracking feature. So no more manual work, we are fixing everything on behalf of you. How easy is that? Let me create. There we go. There it is. We click on party. Okay, well, let's of course show how it works. Let's make a payment on stage. Is there someone with a payment terminal? Look, it's Ali. Working for me tonight. I am gonna enjoy this moment. Can I make a payment, please? Oh. Now, let's hope it shows up, and of course it will. There it is, automatically added to the expenses. It's easy as that. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, you can click on the participants, and now we see that Kylie and Brittany both owe me 40 euros. I think they're good for it. So, how do I get this money back? Simply by ending the activity. So I just close the group expenses, and with one push of the button, we will make sure all the payment links are sent to your friends. They still have to pay you back. We're not going to do that for you. But here we go. 1, 2, 3. And expenses settled. This is it. How easy. That was everything I want to show you tonight for the activity step. Before we go back to Ali, we are going to go green. And there's only one person in our organization who can tell you everything about our green initiatives. And that's my lovely colleague, Samantha the Green.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Yes, that is my actual name, for those who are wondering. So I'm really excited to be here with you all tonight. I'm a longtime bunker, and I'm currently working on all of our green initiatives. It's a topic that's really near and dear to my heart, because with bunq, it's so easy to make an impact. And as you know, this past summer was yet another one of extremes. Here in the Netherlands, we had many heat waves, an ongoing drought, but all over the world as well. So it's become pretty clear that climate change is undeniable, and it's up to us to get together and really fight this crisis. As you know, since the beginning of bunq, we have been looking for ways to make it easy for you to contribute to a greener, more sustainable world. To this day, we're one of the very, very few banks that lets you offset your CO2, making you CO2-free in just 2 years by planting a tree for every 100 euros you spend. Yeah. And since we've introduced Easy Green, the bunq community has been planting so many trees. I check this number pretty often, and I'm always very pleasantly surprised with how many trees you all are planting. So tonight, I am really excited to announce that so far, the bunq community has already planted 8.5 million trees. Yes, it's a lot of trees. And the great thing is that we're seeing a lot more people are signing up to Easy Green. So we decided to take all of our green features and to give it a way more prominent place in the app. And that's what I'd love to show you tonight. So let me go over here, grab the phone, log in real quick, and connect it to the screen. There we go. And you'll see that right next to the Activities tab, there's a brand new tab called Green in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that. The first thing that you'll see is that now tracking your progress to becoming CO2-free is easier than ever. You have a progress bar right there at the top. But the great thing is, I don't have to do it alone. So it's also really easy for me to multiply my green impact. And I can do this by gifting tree planting to a friend. And the cool thing is that my friend does not have to be on Easy Green, whereas this gifting ability is included in my Easy Green plan. So to show you how that looks, I'm going to add Brian, because, well, he just told us all about how he loves spending money, and he's always picking up the tab, and I figured, why not let him reforest the world while we're at it? So I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, it's cool. I'm going to go ahead and tap on the add button here. Look for Brian in my contacts. There we go. And now, every time I spend 100 euros, I'll plant a tree in my forest, and every time Brian spends 100 euros, he'll plant a tree in his forest. How easy is that? Yeah. Now, as I scroll through the rest of the green tab, you'll see that there's a big new green box there that says, you decide how we invest. And I just want to pause here for a minute because this is actually one of the features that makes me the most proud to work at bunq. We call it freedom of choice. And you know, when you deposit money at a bank, traditional banks will do whatever they want with your money. But at bunq, we give you the freedom to choose how you want us to invest your money, giving you total control. So what does that look like in practice? Well, let me just tap here to change my settings. Now you'll see a list of all the places where bunq can invest my money. Let's say I'm a green person with a green last name working on green initiatives, and I just want bunq to invest my money in green companies. All I have to do is uncheck every one of these other boxes, and from now on, bunq will only invest my money in green companies. And there's one more really cool thing about this feature. At the top, you'll see there's a toggle to receive interest. And this reminds me of one of my really good friends who practices halal banking. And so that means, due to his religious beliefs, he actually prefers not to receive any interest at all. And with bunq, he has the freedom to choose that as well. All he has to do is turn this toggle off, and bunq just won't send him any interest. How great is that? But, okay, let me just turn it on real quick because I do want to receive interest. Go back to the green tab. All right. So now you'll see another section here with tips on how to plant more trees. And that's also because we've added more ways to plant trees so that you can also contribute even if you're not on Easy Green. For example, you can review places, just like Brian just showed us, or you can invite friends to join bunq. Lastly, we have the tribes. Now, the tribes is a fun one, because if you're a competitive person like me, this is a great way to get together with a group of friends and have some friendly tree planting competitions amongst each other. Trust me, the competition sometimes does get really fierce. And now it's easier than ever to see where your tribe ranks. You can see that the tribe I'm in is actually in second place right now, which doesn't really sit well with me as a competitive person. So tonight, I think I'm going to have to add Brian to our tribe later so that he can help us get to first. And that was it for the brand new Green tab. Thank you so much for having me. And now, back to Ali.
Well done, Brian and Samantha. Truly spectacular. Well done. Well, as we're nearing the end of tonight, I'd love to share a personal achievement of mine. As you may know, I'm a coder by heart. I started coding when I was 9, and I just love coding. And every now and then, when I get a couple of hours off, I love to dive in and start coding and do some actual useful work other than just meetings. So a couple of weeks ago, I had some spare time, and I dove in, and I decided to improve one of my favorite features, which is invoice scanning. Thanks to invoice scanning, you can simply take a picture of whatever invoice, and AI will detect the amount, the IBAN, and the name, so you don't have to enter it, making paying invoices easier than ever. So I dove in, I replaced and upgraded the AI engine, causing it to perform 60% better. Now, just to show you how it works, I snatched an invoice right there. This is an invoice from Camera Express, which obviously people here use. So let me grab my phone to show you that it actually works. It's quite magical. I'm logging in. There we go. Just go to the camera tab, select Scan Invoice, take a picture that is not too blurry, shake your hands. It is quite something standing here, you know. There we go. There's the picture. Looks good. Select your user, scanning it, boom, there it is. It just found it. And we just paid this invoice. So I hope you'll enjoy this improved feature. And on that note, I hope you've enjoyed everything tonight and love all the features that we made that make life easy. However, as always, before we say our goodbyes, there's this one final feature I'd love to show you, and it has everything to do with the financial situation many people are in right now. It's increasingly difficult to remain financially healthy, and of course, bunq has always been big on easy budgeting. Ever since the start, we've had sub-accounts, so you can have kitty pots for your different expenses, so you can get a control on your budgeting. Tonight, we're taking it to the next step by introducing a patent-pending feature called Auto-Select. Thanks to Auto-Select, as of tonight, any payment you will do with your card will get routed to the correct sub-account automatically. Now, this all may sound a little bit abstract, but I can promise you it's magical, and so I'm going to show you how it works. Let me grab my phone again. Here we go. And go to the Home tab. Now, all you need to do to use this new easy budgeting is make sure your cards, by going to your cards, tap on the card, have selected Auto-Select on this screen. So it already has Auto-Select. Then create the sub-accounts for which you want budgeting for. So tap on Add, select Add Sub-Account, and then create a easy budgeting account. Now you can select which categories you want to budget for. I'm going to go for groceries. I guess that's a common one. Tap on Next and select how much you would like to spend on a monthly basis in this case. Let's say 250 euros. You can select different currencies, etc., but that's all for another time. Tap on Next. Customize the sub-account whichever way you like. Tap on it. I love orange. Select the shopping cart, which I guess makes sense. You can select different IBANs if you want. Another unique bunq feature. In case you're abroad, tap on Create. And wait for it. That is it. As of now, we have multiple sub-accounts, and Auto-Select will automatically select the right sub-account. To show you how it works, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Or maybe it's not a big secret anymore, because we love to have a drink after these bunq updates. It's quite a job to get this all done for you. So afterwards, we like to chill out and have some drinks. And my drink of choice is gin and tonic. So tonight, I'm going to buy some gin and tonic ingredients to make a homemade, behind-the-stage made gin and tonic for everyone. Yes, thank you. The first thing you need for a gin and tonic is, of course, cups to hold the beverage in. So, Dutch grocery store Albert Heijn, Mr. Albert Heijn, please come on stage. Brian. Can I have
There you go.
That's a lot of cups.
Gonna
Okay,
charge for it.
let me pay. Here we go. Let's see if it works. Boom, it's there. The groceries account will get deducted. See what happened? So I got a push notifications, the grocery account got deducted. All this is happening in real time. We're the only ones on this planet capable of delivering this. So let me do this one more time, because a lot of stuff was happening at the same time. What's a gin and tonic without ice? Not a gin and tonic I'd drink, so let's order some ice. German grocery store Lidl, please come on stage, Mr. Lidl. Here you go. So, Thijs, can I have some ice?
Sure, you can.
Okay, here we go.
There you go.
Thank you. And boom, there we are. It'll get, yes, the groceries account. Now, just to show you it'll work with other sub-accounts as well, we're going to buy the actual tonic and gin for the gin and tonic from French booze shop, Nicolas. Mrs. Nicolas, please come on stage. Samantha. Thank you. Oh, that's quite a bit. This is not going to end well. Okay. Can I pay for it?
Again.
Here we go. What's your drinks? Sub-account. And boom, there you have it. The new easy budgeting. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it all. Thanks for being here. Thank you, guys. Take it easy. Good night.